Hi, this is Brenda with Memory Books by Jostens to assist you with planning your yearbook. Today we will begin on the website memorybook.com. I suggest that you bookmark this website because you will find it very valuable for going through your year, for designing covers, contacting support, and contacting your rep. Having been a yearbook advisor myself for over 20 years, I can relate to the panic that you may be feeling for being given this important task, but you can do it and we are here to help. Let's begin by going to Memorybook Online Login. First, we're going to change to the 2024 school year. You will need your job number, username, and password. All of this information can be received from your yearbook representative. You can reset your password by clicking on the link to do so. The first screen you'll see is your yearbook dashboard. Mine is set for a demo account, but you will see the information here that pertains to your specific account. For example, your total number of pages that you have in progress and that have been submitted. For upcoming events and tasks, you can customize and assign things to your students so you don't miss any important events. The tagged images and the image boxes will be covered in a separate video. Our main focal point for today is to focus on the page ladder. This is where your overall book is to be laid out for the school year. Some schools prefer to document their year in a chronological order from fall to spring. Others will go in a more traditional format, introducing the staff and then building it from the youngest to the oldest students, then focusing on their sports teams, special moments of the year, and then candids. There really is no wrong way to do it, but you do want to have a plan. The ladder can be viewed in different ways as shown here. For our purposes today, we will stay on the ladder button because I think you'll find it the most beneficial for what we are learning. If I can draw your attention here to the left at this gray panel, we're going to look at the section button. Sections are what I would consider level 1 of an outline. They are big picture. For example, you're going to need an administration or a faculty section. You may have an ad section, but you're going to need student portrait sections. You're going to need a sports section. So to create those, you simply can click on the plus and type in whatever section you are wanting to add to your book. I have already created some for time-saving purposes, but if I needed to edit them, I can click on the pencil, delete any out that I do not need, or simply type in new changes. Clicking back on the pencil closes the edit mode. You'll notice the blue circles. Some have zeros because that means they have not been assigned to a page. Those that do have numbers means I have assigned that section to a specific page in my book, and I will show you how that is done. So, first of all, over here, I can drag, for example, student portrait to one page at a time, or I can simply put it in the middle between two pages, and the top here will turn to the student portrait section. That will quickly tell me at a glance these will be student portrait pages. However, I don't know what grade it will be, just that it's a student portrait page. That brings us to the topics. Topics are like level 2 of an outline. They're broken down a little bit further. So, I know that in most schools we have multiple grades. So, for time purposes, I created some grades in advance. Again, created the same way by clicking on Add topic, type in what you need. It will offer suggestions, which you can simply accept them by hitting enter. I can grab a grade and drag it over, and you'll see right here where it says 3rd grade, 4th grade. This one I put in the middle, so both pages are 5th grade. You'll notice it corresponds with the numbers. So as an advisor, I could quickly see that I have 1 page assigned to 3rd, 1 assigned to 4th, 2 assigned to 5th grade. This allows you at the beginning of the year to plan your page counts to assure you have allotted enough space throughout your book to each of your classes to prevent having to shift and move things around, because that is one of the biggest headaches for an advisor, is do I have enough page room to cover everyone? Sports sections, you can create a section called sports, and then breaking down your topics, you have all of your individual sports. Did you allow enough room to have 2 pages for basketball, or will boys get 1 page, girls get 1 page? It's whatever fits your needs and your page count. Now, from here, you can also assign staff by simply dragging over a staff member's name, and it will display who is assigned that page. Now, you do have to have your staff members built into the program, and I will show you how to do that in just a moment. If you need to make any changes to these, you can do so individually by clicking a page, and you can change many of them right here at the drop down. You can come up to actions and change things. You can also make universal changes by clicking select all, and everything is selected, and go to action. I would be careful using select all. First of all, complete, return, and submit are used towards the end of completion of your book and you're celebrating. Locking pages is when you don't want any more changes done to a page. You're kind of holding steady on it, maybe waiting for something. Hide is if you are doing maybe a dedication, something to honor someone, and the only people that can see that page would be you and the person assigned to it. If you're ever unsure of an option, please contact your rep or a support member to ask for assistance to avoid any frustration. Next, it's good to know that all changes that you make are saved, so you don't have to worry about that. You can also print your page ladder here in its entirety, or you can print it out to make notes for yourself, have it displayed around the room. You can also print individual pages. You'll notice that there's little print icons just over each page. Next, we're going to look at the page mover. As the name implies, you can move pages. However, it's not without struggle. First, most of these double page spreads will have a design that's meant for them to kind of look good together, or they have a shared background. So a complication can occur if maybe a left page has been flipped over and put onto a right side, and people don't really think about that. They're just kind of flipping them one over the other. So if you have a strong, well thought out page ladder in advance, it's going to prevent the need to have to move things around. So can it be done? Yes. Should it be done? We try to prevent it. Next, let's look at planning our staff. You just come up here to add, and you add in your staff member. Try to use a school-appointed email. You can assign various roles, but staff is the most popular and it gives the most limited amount of access. You can plan fonts. You have a variety to choose from. It's recommended you sit down with your staff and choose no more than 5 for the best and cleanest book design. You want to pick out body copy, you want to pick out your headline designs, but you don't want to go too crazy. You do want to keep the AYT Foundation Sans active even if you don't use it, mainly because if you're dropping in any of our page surfer template designs, they use that as a default, and so they're going to look a little wonky if that's been turned off. So just leave that one active. And these are just on-off buttons. Next, there's the styles. Styles is where you take any of the fonts that you've activated and then you designate them to be used as that headline, caption, or whichever you want for all staff to consistently use throughout the book. This is going to prevent you from having to go in and change it after everybody's given you their page, or you from having to change it each time you go to a new page. So you can simply add a style, like I did the sport headline one, and I might put class pages here and say that it's a headline, or I could put body copy, whichever. I might put this for like my student names, and I want it to be 12 point. And so when all the student names are brought in, they're going to be a certain size. It's a little small, but I can always edit that. But you kind of get the idea for it. Now we're going to look at Replay It. Replay It is a private photo submission that allows you as the advisor to get pictures from community patrons and students. You do have the right to approve them, and you're the only one who will see them before they are submitted into your yearbook program. I do want to stress that. So first you go into this link and you activate it by clicking up here. Mine has already been activated. You enter in a start and stop date. It will assign you a user ID for the website. And once you have that, I like to go ahead and copy that ID. And you can create a flyer, but as you can see, that ID is really long. Nobody wants to type that in. So the website is images.jostens.com, which looks like, I don't have it up here, images.jostens.com. There we go. It looks like this, and you can put in that ID. So if you share this website with your community members on a school site, school Facebook page, and then give them the ID for them to paste in, they can submit photos for you. They choose the files. So let's just pick this little guy here. It's going to ask them their name, email, and they have to put in the name and grade of who is in the picture and acknowledge what they're doing and then upload it. So that helps you out as an advisor. Again, you don't have to use it. You will see it on your end in your image library in a private folder that is called Replay It. And the students do not have access to that until you move it to a public folder for them to have access to. So again, that's a valuable resource that's very beneficial. We hope you like this tool. We hope this helps you get started and that you have a great and successful year. Remember that we are always here to support you. Just contact either your rep or your tech support for anything you need. That concludes your introduction of getting started.